Well, here's a $1,500 grant from the Biden, new package that just came out, but it's not going to be a regular, fill in the blank form at some agency. That's why you have to start learning now the different ways that the government is going to give you grants. So if you're getting a stimulus grant for rent, you go to some agency or a nonprofit, you fill out a form and get the money. Okay. Now you also know that like stimulus checks, the $1,400, they're sending out now. Now that's coming just automatically from the IRS. Now there's other grants that you have to apply for from the IRS because they give you the money through the tax system. They don't call it a grant, so that's why people ignore it. It's really called a tax credit. Now, this $1,500 is the same thing as a grant. The tax credits that are new nowadays are like grants. They push it through the tax system, and you get it for whatever the reason they say you can have it, and you never have to pay it back. So it's not a stimulus check that you don't have to fill out a tax form. These you have to fill out a tax form. So you have to fill out the form to get it. And this is it's part of what's called the Earned Income Tax Credit. And that's really if you have children. But this is for if you don't have children. I didn't even know there was such a thing, but there have been for years. I guess I've been having children too long. It didn't occur to me. But this is now, it's normally if you earn less than like $15,000 or $20,000 a year, you could get up to $1,500, but that's for next year. In other words, 2021, that's this year, but you have to fill the tax form out this year, and you don't do that till January. So they send you that money next year, but you got to be aware about it now. But there is an opportunity. You can get $1,500 from back years. How? If you haven't applied for this before, and a lot of people don't, that you could get up to like $538. See, here's a earned income tax credit is a refundable tax credit, which means that even if you don't owe any tax, you still receive a refund. So this is, you fill out a tax form, you don't owe any taxes, you didn't pay any taxes, nothing, like you would never pay taxes or you wouldn't fill out a form, you're not eligible to fill out a tax form, doesn't matter. You got to send that paper for them to send back $1,500. So that's what you have to get used to now that it's learning the system. But once you do it once, it's like using your computer. Remember the first day you turned it on? Oh my God, I'll never learn how to use this goddamn thing. And now it's second nature. Driving a car, remember? Oh my God. Well, see, and I think that even if you're not used to this, you have to get used to it now because there's going to be a lot more stuff. They're going to flood the population with all kinds of money, but it's not going to give in normal ways. So you have to be flexible. You have to be that panther out in the jungle, and you pounce on this stuff, pounce on that stuff. And that's what it is. So this is what you have to do. Okay. Now here it is. See, it's part of that earned income tax credit, which is mainly for children. But see here it says, do you claim 0 children? Yes, I have 0 children. Now, isn't that stupid? It's called the child tax credit. And you fill it out and say you have no child. Now, never try to understand what the government's doing. Just try to learn the goddamn thing so you can take advantage of it. Now, what's really neat about this, in the past, you had to be between 25 and 65 to get this money because they're trying to get extra money to people with lower income, like you can't make over $20,000 or so. And you had to, so they give you extra money, and this was only $500, but say you could go back 3 or 4 years and file it again for the last 3 or 4 years. And then next year, you're going to get $1,500. So you have to be aware of that and realize that you don't forget to file that form next year. And I got them all here that you could see what they look like. That's just the income requirements or that year. Okay, here's it. Earned income tax credit. Okay, you got a link here. Earned income credit. See, that's the form you fill out. And you just fill it for zero, and that's part of your 1040 form. So you get the 1040, IRS 1040, get the earned income tax credit that you add to that, and you fill them both out. Now, see, you're not going to get the $1,500 to next year, but you could go back 3-4 years and get $500 a year. So that's $1,500. You could file for 2018, 2017 may be over, but you have 2019, 2018, 2020. So that's 3 times 500, $1,500. And how do you do that? Well, you file it's an X file. Actually, it's a 1040X. I thought I had it in here. I don't. But anyway, so it's a 1040X. That's an amendment to your return. So you go to the IRS, ask for a 1040X, and you fill that out because you're going to refile last year. Maybe you didn't file at all. That's okay. Then you just file it normal and don't have to be an X. Then put in the earned income tax credit, fill out that form, and send it in, 3 of them, one for this year, last year, and the year before. And now, wow, you got $1,500 and nobody's going to complain. And this is the data. They say there's like 17 million people that are eligible for this. 17 million people. Wow. I mean, that's a lot of potatoes, isn't it? And it's a lot of people, too. Okay, now, if you need help with tax, there's plenty of free help. You don't have to go to H&R Block. These people charge you hundreds and hundreds of dollars and then want to lend you money that you're going to get, and they'll charge 1,000% interest or whatever the hell they do. You don't want to do any of that, but I'm biased, so you may not want to trust me. But here's how to get free tax help. You can go to 211.org. Search there, or just call 211. You're looking for free tax help, because there's so many nonprofit organizations where you live that get grant money to fill out your taxes for free. Then the IRS fills out taxes for free too, as long as you don't make over $72,000 or something like that. So if you go to irs.gov and then free file, do your federal income taxes for free, okay? So that's available too. But if you go to 211.org or findhelp.org, you'll find organizations that have, experts that help you fill out any tax for free. Don't wait in line at H&R Block. Use these people. They're free because H&R Block don't charge you a lot. And that's silly. And learn it yourself, because, see, next year you're not going to be a whole lot different. Once you learn 1 year, and do it yourself, just copy the same thing next year. None of us are very complicated. I don't. I got a big company. When I figured out to do 1 year out, I just copy the whole thing, put in this year's figure, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, sign it, and off it goes. Accountants will just make it complicated. You won't know what the hell to do. Unless you're a fat cat, it doesn't matter.